So this is the body camera footage. This, again, was from September 5th of 2024. And this DoorDash driver that allegedly parked next to Bryan was pulled over for a driving under the influence. Kind of speaks for itself, so we'll just go ahead and start playing it.
It's kind of fun. You took a pain pill recently? She's going to do the DUI. She hasn't done one in a while.
Unless you want it, but it's yours if you want it.
We'll just do the possession if there is. That's fine. The other way?
See, so they clearly know her, right? She's got a history. I think this is her second DUI.
Yeah.
And what's your name?
What are we doing?
What's your name?
What are we doing?
Well, I was going to ask you if you do some voluntary field sobriety tests.
I can do them, but I won't pass them.
Okay, why won't you pass them?
Because I have fibromyalgia, I have arthritis, I have a lot of issues with my body. It's very broken. I have nerve damage. I went through this before last time.
Okay. And what's your name?
Molly McMichael has my
Molly.
ID. I'm trying to call my boyfriend. It's his truck. Jimmy. Jordan pulled me over again. Yeah, I'm in Walmart parking lot. The tags, and now they're DUI.
I'm just
DUI again.
510 stuff. Tell you
Same stuff. Can you get here, please?
Molly did tell me about taking a pain pill.
No, I'm not.
Tell you what kind
I'm
of pill?
standing over here in Walmart parking lot. I was gonna take
Molly?
Maggie to the bathroom.
Did you say what type of pain pill it was? I'm sorry if I missed it. Was it
It was a hydrocodone, yes.
Was it a 5 milligram or a 3?
No, it's 10 milligrams.
Oh, a 10
I
milligram.
don't
Okay.
have a 3. I've been on
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Or a 3. We don't.
I'm sorry. I don't know my pain pills.
I think after that leg thing, it would be really familiar.
No, I tried to use ibuprofen and
This is
Tylenol.
two different.
There's no way.
Jimmy, this is two different ones. Jordan's not talking to me. Please. Are you coming?
Hey, Molly,
I'm
I
on
kind of
the
need your
porch.
attention.
I know. I'm just.
Okay.
He's coming. He has stage 4 and cancer. He's dying. He's coming.
Can he drive?
He's
Molly?
having his friend drive him. He doesn't. Or no, he's probably. Are you bringing the Subaru? Okay, he's bringing the car. Yes, he can legally drive.
Okay. All right, Molly. Hey, we got time limits, okay? So can you do
I know he.
So can you hang up the phone real quick?
Why can't I
I can
leave
tell.
him? He, I told him.
I mean, he knows where you are, and he's headed this way.
I
There's
know,
not a whole
but
lot of
I
reason.
would like to keep him on the phone.
Okay, you can put it on your car.
Here, I can hold it and
No,
talk to him.
I
On
just
speaker.
want to keep him on the
Hey.
phone. This was.
Yeah, just put it on speaker.
This
Put
is
it
all
on
I
the hood.
want to do. Okay, that's
Hey,
it.
you can just put it on the hood.
I'm putting you
He
on
can
the
hear
hood of the car. Okay, they're gonna try make me do. I gotta try and do this Friday thing again.
Okay, well, I'll stay quiet while they do it. You're okay, babe.
And I told him that I can't do
You
it.
know you're fine. You know you're sober. God. You know you're okay. Don't worry. No, I know it's triggering everything. God. Oh my God.
You crap. Will
Right.
you please hurry?
Okay, Molly, you want to put that on the hood so we can get started? And sooner it's started, sooner it's over, okay?
It's not my truck, officer. It's his
There's
truck.
no
So the
business
meth in here is not
search
yours?
truck.
What
At all.
meth?
I'll be right there.
What are you talking about?
The drugs.
What drugs?
He pines.
There's
Drugs
you
in
have
the
no
car.
right to search my truck.
Okay.
What drugs?
No, I was just clarifying.
Information whatsoever.
What drugs?
If there was drugs, they're not yours, right? Okay. Just want to make sure.
Jesus. He's
No drugs
coming.
in there.
So
Okay,
the
Mom.
drugs are not yours. Just clarify.
There's no drugs in there.
Okay. There's no drugs. You know that for a fact.
Yeah, it's not my truck.
Okay. Oh, wait. You don't know. Okay.
It's not my truck. I can't. God damn it.
Let's just take a step away from the bumper of the car so you're not leaning on it. All
I'm
right.
not leaving.
Okay, perfect. And just look right at me. Molly, I'm not going to make you walk. I'm not going to make you lift a leg. We have other tests we can do, okay?
Great.
All right. So I need you to stand with your feet together. Okay? Arms flat down by your sides for me. All right. Do you wear contacts or glasses?
I do.
You do? And you're not wearing them right now?
I have my contacts in.
You have your contacts in. Okay. And
They're really dry.
Okay. Any medications other than the hydro that you took?
I took a hydro. I took a cold medicine.
Cold medicine?
That's it.
Okay. When did you take the hydro? Ish.
I don't even know what time it is now.
Me neither. 7 p.m.
Can I look at my phone and see when I was home?
No, that's okay. If you can hazard a guess, it doesn't really make a huge difference.
That's the problem. It was... God damn it. I think, it wasn't even paying attention to the clock.
Okay. What about the cold medicine? Did you take the hydro and the cold medicine at the same time?
Cold medicine was
Okay.
this morning.
Anything else? You take a multivitamin?
No,
Okay.
not even my iron.
Not even a women's daily?
Nope.
Come on, Molly.
No, I don't.
We gotta take our vitamins here. Okay, so I need you to stand with your feet together for me,
I
please.
take other stuff because I have an immune deficiency.
Okay.
I ended up in a coma.
Okay. Kratom or anything like that? Okay.
I take specific ones because they help with my immunity. Garlic, it's my lungs. I was in a coma
Okay. All right.
years ago.
All the way up for me, hands by your sides.
Damn it, Jimmy, get here, please.
Okay. And can you look at me, please?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I need you to remain in that position until I tell you to move, okay?
I will do
All
my
right.
very best.
So I need you to look at the tip of my pen and follow the tip of my pen with your eyes and only your eyes, okay? Don't move your head at all.
Mikey, hush.
Can you turn your head straight for me?
Sorry.
There we go. All right. So you can stay in that position for this next one. Give me just a second. My kids took my watch off the charger, so I'm going to have to improvise. Okay, Molly. So for this next one, same position. I want you to tip your head back and close your eyes when I tell you to begin. You don't have to do it quite yet. Okay? Tip your head back, close your eyes, and estimate the passage of 30 seconds. When I tell you to begin, you don't have to start yet. Molly, you can look at me. We're not starting yet.
I know. I'm
Okay.
just wait for you to tell
Okay.
me.
So when I tell you to begin, you're going to tip your head back, close your eyes, and estimate the passage of 30 seconds. When you've hit 30 seconds, you're going to look back at me, okay? All right. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, I'm not going to demonstrate that one for obvious reasons. Okay.
Pass this one just fine.
All right, you can begin. All right.
Fast. Real fast.
Why would you think that?
Last time I got it perfect, so usually I don't get it right the second time.
How'd you count?
In my head.
Well, I got that. What did it sound like in your head?
1, 2, 3.
All right. And you're saying your body is in no condition to do any walking or standing or balancing?
All my
It's up to you.
joints are all just messed up. My knees dislocate, my hips dislocate. I can't walk
Okay.
like everybody
I
else.
just want to give you a fair shot if you got it.
Yeah, I have my keys. That's where you put the truck key on. Is Aaron there?
Okay, Molly.
Great.
Molly, at this time you are under arrest for DUI, okay? I believe you're under the influence. Go ahead and turn around, put your hands behind your back for me, please.
Please, can you put my phone? He's coming to get the truck.
Who is?
My boyfriend, it's his truck.
Oh, okay. Well, this is the second time that you've been arrested for DUI out of it.
You said I wasn't arrested last time.
You were.
Oh, great.
We're still waiting on blood results from that one.
I know.
So,
I know.
is there anything illegal in the truck?
Hey, Molly,
I want my truck.
Okay.
let me get through a couple of...
We're going to go ahead and run a canine around it. If it alerts to the presence of narcotics in it, it'll be seized pending the application of the search warrant. Do you understand that?
I need to talk to my boy. Jimmy, did you hang up the phone?
No.
Are
Yeah,
you
I wouldn't worry
listening to
about it.
this?
Jimmy, we're going to tow your truck, so don't worry about coming and getting it.
Molly.
You're towing it this time.
Hey, Molly, you
Yes.
gotta pay attention to me for a minute.
I'm listening.
Okay. You have the right
DUI.
to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Okay,
You have
well,
the
we're
right to
gonna
an
tow it.
attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you at no cost if you desire. Okay, and you can choose to exercise these rights at any time. You have the right to have that attorney present before you answer any questions or make any statements, okay? And you can choose at any time to decline to make any statements or to request an attorney. Do you understand, Molly?
What I'm going to do right now
Okay. And you are being audio and video recorded. It is 7:25 on Wednesday, September 4th.
therefore, that would
Okay. Do you have anything on you that's going to poke, stick, or cut me? Okay. Do you have anything in the car that you want to go to jail with you?
No, I want my stuff to go in the truck.
Okay. Do you want your phone to go with you or do you want your phone to go in the truck?
I want my phone to go in the truck because I want my husband to have it.
Okay. But he just said the truck's probably getting towed. So, do you want the
Then
phone?
what do I do?
I would want my phone if I were you so I could call for a ride if I end up needing one.
I'm being arrested.
Well, you're very clearly under the influence, Molly.
Okay.
Okay. All right, go ahead and widen your stance a little bit for me. I'm gonna make sure you don't have anything sharp on you. Okay, as much as you can. Okay, I know, I still gotta check. It'd be crazy if I didn't check, right? I still gotta do my job. Pullman 4581 in custody, also. Can you generate a DUI and attach Paul Nine's vehicle and driver?
Oh, God. Please.
Here, turn around this way for me just a little bit so that way I don't have to turn you so much, okay? I'll get all of those, okay? You need what?
You need these in front.
In front? Yeah, I can put them in front. Give me just a second to get these coins, okay? Can you take a step back so I can get the coins? Okay. Alright, let me get the coins before I forget about them, and then I'll put them in front.
I'm going to come looking for you, Jimmy. Huh?
So, back's same way as in the back. There you go. Perfect.
I just want to see if people are going to cooperate and take ownership. That's my thing. When doing my job, right, I like to see if people are going to take ownership or if they're going to deny. Then I back them into a corner. Okay? So,
Nerve damage, she wanted them in front.
Yeah, he did it for me last time. I couldn't hold him back
Molly,
there.
you got to get some help, girl.
I don't even have anything to do with Justin anymore, or any of them.
You got to get help with drugs.
Molly, you sure you don't have any needles on you?
No, I don't
Okay,
have anything
because
here.
okay, because I'm breastfeeding a baby. I really don't want to get stuck.
Anything on me.
Okay.
I'm not.
We're waiting on the flood right now.
Oh, God.
Look, Jimmy, you sound like an experienced drug user or dealer. Does that sound accurate?
Okay, we're gonna go to my car. I'm right behind.
Jimmy!
Jordan here.
Jimmy! I know, but I need to know where he wants me to use
Well,
my
you're
phone and
talking
my
like somebody
keys.
that's
You're
experienced.
gonna
Well,
take
that's
it
up
with
to
you.
you.
Knowing the law
Yeah,
about
they're your
I
stuff.
know, I would
search
like
and
to talk to
seizure.
him. He's on my
I'm just
phone.
saying, that
You can
sounds
talk to
pretty
him after.
experienced.
Right now, you
I
don't
know,
have
but
a
We're
right
not
to.
gonna leave until we have your phone and your keys.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna leave without
I
your
know,
property.
but I don't know if I'm gonna take my phone with me because he can't drive the Subaru without them.
He can drive the Subaru without your phone though.
Yeah.
And if you end
I
up
know,
needing the
but
keys,
Right now, we can go
then one of them will bring me the keys.
Jimmy!
We'll just solve our problems.
Yeah. Let's go back to her car. You can talk to him in a second.
Oh, okay.
Please,
Now we're
just let me
inflating our
talk
credentials.
to him. Why?
Now that's a problem.
Sounds like he's having a real fun conversation with your boyfriend, so I'm gonna leave him alone.
This is my phone.
Okay.
It's my phone. It's not his phone. I don't know what car I'm going to. The
Go
car.
back.
The Pullman one. I realized I didn't tell you that. So.
Oh.
What do you want done with your dog, Molly?
He was going to get my tongue in my body.
Molly.
I don't understand that. You're gonna have to speak English.
Wow, that was rude.
I need to talk to him, please. Why are you not letting me talk to him
Because
this
he's not
time?
an attorney. You don't have the right to talk to him.
Well, so
You're
last
under
time you
arrest.
let me talk to him, but
Hey, Molly, put your hands on the car so I can get it unlocked and get you sitting down.
the last time you let me
I didn't. You've already talked to him.
Yeah.
Okay? They've already let you talk to him. You talked him through the whole process.
Molly, what's right here?
Hi.
Oh, yeah, that's just the cup part. Stressed out. All right, have a seat.
Can I explain a ticket to her real quick?
Oh, yeah. He's gonna explain your ticket real quick. Alright, let's get you up there. Come on out. And then we're gonna come right through here. Okay, other side, please. Thank you. Someone open the door in here. And then you can go have a seat in that chair, okay? Right there. Just a second.
Why is she leaning like that?
Start with that.
Alcohol or drugs? Alcohol or drugs?
Drugs. Pullman 458 case number and time of custody. Do you do Draeger for drug anyway?
You never know. Yeah, so you don't know, and since it's just flat out DUI, they need all their implied consent and all that stuff.
Okay, so Molly, this next bit is really long. Okay, so I need you to pay attention, and I can reread it if you need me to, but I can't clarify anything. The state wants it read exactly as it's written, okay? Alright. Warning, you are under arrest for RCW 4661-502 or RCW 4661-504, driving or being in actual physical control of a motor vehicle while under the influence of intoxicating liquor and or drugs. Further, you are now being asked to submit to a test of your breath, which consists of 2 separate samples of your breath taken independently to determine alcohol concentration. You are now advised that you have the right to refuse this breath test, and that if you refuse, your driver's license, permit, or privilege to drive will be revoked or denied by the Department of Licensing for at least 1 year, and your refusal to submit to this test may be used in a criminal trial. Do you acknowledge that I've read that to you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Will you now submit to a breath test? Okay, so you can do this standing up or sitting down, whichever is easiest for you. What I need is for you to wrap your lips around this tube and blow into it as hard as you can for as long as you can, okay, until I yank the tube out, okay? Keep going, don't stop on your own, and don't suck back in because that counts it as a refusal. Okay? Okay, big deep breath in and just try to breathe out tough but steady, okay? You don't have to like as hard as you can. It's okay, big deep breath in.
Sorry, I made my nose straight. Okay.
And go. And blow out. Okay, keep going, keep going. Almost there, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Almost there, almost there, almost there. Good job. Almost done. Almost done. Perfect. Perfect. Beautifully done. We do that one more time and then you're done. Okay. You want a tissue for your nose? Here, just keep it away from your mouth as much as you can, okay? Here you go. Okay. And deep breath in, same as last time. Okay. And blow. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Almost done. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. All done. I've had college kids with perfectly great lungs have a much harder time with that, so you crushed it. And I know that was not easy, so I appreciate it. I need your shoes off and in this bucket, please. If you can't reach down and grab them, if that's super hard, you can leave them right there. Not the end of the world. Yes, please. 2 copies, please. Okay. So here are your alcohol breath results that confirm you have not had any alcohol to drink, which was never in question. Okay, so you get a copy of this. You also get a copy of your request for DUI hearing form. Okay. This is your beautifully printed infraction from Jordan. Okay, I'm going to put that in your property. Along with your driver's license and your registration. Okay. Your Safeway receipt. And your change. But I'm going to count the change in front of you before I put it in there. Okay. You have 4 pennies, a quarter, and a nickel. So 4, 9, oh gosh, 34 cents. Are we counting the same? Am I missing something? My math off? Okay. Are you wearing a belt? No, right? Okay. If I leave your scrunchie in your hair, are you going to try to hang yourself with it? Okay. Well, I have to ask for a reason.
Like she's going to tell you yes anyways.
Alright, Molly, so we're going to go right back in that cell A there. That's going to be yours. So this is a holding facility, not a jail. So you can be here for a max of 6 hours while I get my paperwork done. Okay? Max of 6 hours. I'm still waiting on Jordan to drop your phone back off, but once he does, it'll be placed in your property. Okay? And you can take the water with you. Do you want a blanket? Okay. I mean, it's definitely not going to hurt anything, and oh, and I'm also going to put a copy of your notice of hearing in there too, okay? So make sure you're in Pullman tomorrow for that, okay? Here. You're fine. That too. Sorry. Okay.
Hey Molly, my name's Heidi Broussard. I'm a police officer with the city of Pullman. I am audio and video recording. It is 20:51 hours on September 4th, 2024. Could you come out and can I talk with you for a bit? Well, come out and I can explain. You can bring the blanket if you'd like. Okay, go ahead and have a seat. Okay, I know that Officer Carpenter read you your constitutional rights. I'm just going to read them to you again. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right at this time to an attorney. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to an attorney before answering any questions. You have the right to have an attorney present during the questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you without cost if you so desire. You can exercise these rights at any time. Do you understand these rights? Yes. Okay. So, Molly, the reason why they call me is because I specialize in drug impairment, and I get a lot of extra training and learn about different issues that can mimic drug impairment, including medical conditions, and I've evaluated numerous people. Some I have found to be under the influence of drugs, some I have found to be impaired by medical conditions, and some I have found to not be impaired at all. My understanding is that you were arrested for DUI tonight, and that you have a ton of medical conditions. I was curious if you would be willing to talk with me about what's going on and let me look at some things like your eyes, your vital signs, things like that. Is that something that you would be willing to do? Just you what? Okay. Did you have questions for me?
I'm never been in trouble. I'm scared. I really have PTSD. It sucks.
What's going on with your stomach?
It feels like I have an ulcer. They call it an MS hug. I'm not sure.
What they call a what?
We looked it up. Some people call it an MS hug.
An MS hug?
Yeah.
And
It just feels like sometimes things push in my ribcage.
okay.
And it hurts really bad. Right there for a few minutes. It's stressed out.
And it happens to you when you're stressed out?
Yes.
Okay. So, this is your first time in trouble? Okay. It is definitely stressful. I have seen this happen quite a bit. But, like, at the end of the day, you are going to go home. And our goal is to make sure people are safer on the roadways.
I wasn't trying crazy. You over to my dad's.
Okay. Who pulled
She said I wasn't driving crazy. I was going to my dad's.
you over?
Jordan.
Okay.
See, she knows the cops by first name. She said, who pulled you over? She said, Jordan.
So, do you think officers arrested you because of your medical conditions, or did you actually use drugs?
I told them that I took a pain pill quite a while ago for my back.
Okay.
I've been on them for years.
I took a pain pill a while ago. I've been on them for years and years. This is the typical problem we see in America with opioids.
Well, one of the officers also expressed that they believed you're under the influence of stimulants. Did you take a stimulant today?
I took my cold medicine this morning. I have an immune system deficiency. I get sick and it gets bad really quick.
So,
When I was 2003, I was sick. I was all of a sudden sick, and then within 24 hours, I was put in a drug-induced coma. My right lung was completely filled with fluid. My left lung.
Okay, so she says in 2003, she was sick and she was put into a drug-induced coma. Now, it seems to me if she's a star witness for the state, like a key witness, eyewitness, that adds another layer of circumstance, of, evidence against Bryan Kohberger. Thank you, Shell, for the new Discord link. I would think that they would be, making sure she's good, right?
She completely filled with fluid. My temperature never got over 99 until I was halfway to Spokane already in a coma.
Okay.
I have to watch my health, be careful.
You have to watch your what?
I have to watch my health, be careful.
Okay. What medical conditions do you have?
I have rheumatoid arthritis.
You have.
I have fibromyalgia. I have rheumatoid arthritis.
You have you have arthritis. Okay.
My joints are always dislocating. And also, my upper shoulders, my arms, I forget what it's called, but basically I don't get a blood flow and then my legs to my arms.
Okay.
My upper arms don't get proper blood flow.
Because my chest is too large. It's cut up all the nerves. I don't work right all the time.
Did a doctor diagnose that, or?
My doctor includes, yes, they're all diagnosed.
Okay.
I have PTSD, I have depression, I have insomnia. My husband was murdered in front of me.
Whew, this is where it gets heavy. I have PTSD. I have depression. My husband was murdered in front of me. This is where she starts really spilling it. So she's got physical pain. She's got emotional pain. You're looking at someone who's suffering from both. Doctors always treat the physical pain, don't they? Early 2000s, you know how they did that? Opioids. Opioids like candy. And then they want to look down on these people and tell them to speak English. It's amazingly hypocritical.
Please, yes, they're all diagnosed.
Okay.
I have PTSD, I have depression, I have insomnia. My husband was murdered in front of me. He was shot 9 times. Our friend.
Where did that?
My husband was shot many times by a friend. So it was a friend of theirs that shot her husband dead right in front of her.
My husband was murdered in front of me. He was shot 9 times. Our friend.
Where did that happen?
In Moscow.
In Moscow?
Yep.
When was that? Who was your husband?
Charles McMichael, he was shot beneath his bed.
And
then now I have to testify. A murder case too, so yeah, because I'm a DoorDash driver, so yeah.
Did you hear that? I understand that some people have to take opioids. What I'm saying is they handed them out like candy. A lot of people that didn't need them were prescribed them and ended up addicted to them. All for the love of money. Praying for MM. God, keep your hand on her. Thank you for the $2, Regina. And I concur. I concur. All right, listen to this again.
And
then now I have to testify. case here.
And now I have to testify in a big murder case here.
So yeah, because I'm the DoorDash driver, so yeah.
Because I'm the DoorDash driver, so yeah.
You have to testify in which murder case?
Murder case with the college girls.
Oh.
The murder case of the college girls.
I'm a DoorDash driver, I saw Bryan there.
I'm the DoorDash driver. I saw Bryan there. I parked right next to him.
Car accidents, rapes, abuse.
Okay. So you think it's all of those issues that make it look like you're under the influence of drugs?
I have no idea.
Okay. Molly, how do you spell your first name? And do you have a middle initial? And then how do you spell that? And when's your birthday? 12/29/80. Okay. And do you have a Washington driver's license? Idaho. Where do you currently live?
My boyfriend, I know the address, I explained it to her, but
Okay.
down my parents' address is my permanent address is 4 years of,
Where do your parents live?
Awesome.
Okay.
Her parents live in Moscow. She's probably raised there, born
So
and
how
raised.
long have you taken the pain pill that you took? You said you've been taking it for years? For how many years?
Let's say they started me on that. I went to law first, and then when my husband died, so that was in 2013. They started me on
Hydrocodone? Okay. So was it a hyd...
been on it.
You what?
I'd already been on it.
And so was it a hydrocodone that you took? Okay. So you didn't take any blues or fentanyl or anything like that?
Well, that's a really good question. Thank you for the $4.99 Robat. Jay, if she parked next to Bryan, was he already in the driveway when she showed up? That's what I want to know. She said I parked next to him, so that would tell me he was already there. Because wouldn't she say he parked next to me? Right? I parked next to him. Isn't that what she said? Let's go back. I don't think we need to watch the rest. I mean, unless you guys really want to. I'm not sure if they talk about it again. This is just about her physical health. I guess they're asking her if she wants to get help. I think we should watch the rest. It's kind of interesting. But let's go back to, let's see. Okay, right here.
friend
Where did that happen?
in Moscow.
Did you
In
hear that?
Moscow? When was that?
Really.
Who was your husband?
Charles McMichael, he was shocking me a little bit.
And
And now I have to testify. Big murder case too, so yeah, because I'm a DoorDash driver, so yeah.
you have to testify in which murder case?
Murder case for the college girl.
Oh.
I'm a DoorDash driver, I saw Bryan there.
I'm the DoorDash driver. I saw Bryan there. So what else I was thinking of was, did he not have a mask on? Do we have a witness who actually saw his entire face versus Dylan, who saw bushy eyebrows? Why can't you respond to me, CE? No. But thank you. I parked right next to him. So I'm thinking in the back. I don't think it was in the front. I think he parked in the back. I mean, we know that he came down and, went around. So I think in the back by the apartments. So I read somewhere that Xana was actually looking out the back window. And I'm not sure if this girl is the one that saw her look out the back window for the food. Oh, you don't have the app. You think she saw him without the mask? Could she be the witness that closes his coffin? Right, and look at her, she's a mess. It really sucks. So now the cop finds out what all she has seen and experienced. Yeah, let me show you her. Let's go to her, I thought I had it bookmarked. I could have sworn I had it bookmarked. All right, we'll just Google it. It's not hard to find. McMichael shooting, Moscow, Idaho. Right here. Nisbet. So this guy, Charles McMichael, happened in 2013. And it says trial ordered in Moscow, shooting death. A magistrate judge has ruled that there is enough evidence to merit a trial for a Moscow man charged with murder in connection to the shooting death of an acquaintance. Nathaniel H. Nisbet, he was 28 at the time, is charged with second-degree murder after prosecutors said he shot and killed 42-year-old Charles Pat McMichael during a confrontation at a Moscow home on November 10th. Hmm. 11/10/2013. Magistrate John C. Judge made the ruling Thursday at a preliminary hearing, sending the case to the Second District Court for trial. The police said the shooting took place at the Bel Air Mobile Park. McMichael's wife, Molly, testified Thursday that she and her husband were to help Erica Rosamondo, Nisbet's wife, change the locks and fix door jams on her mobile home. Rosamondo said she and her husband were separated and that Nisbet wasn't supposed to be at the home. So she was probably changing the locks to keep his ass out. When Pat McMichael went to the trailer, he found the door unlocked, or found the door locked, sorry, the women said. When Rosamondo tried to unlock the door, she said she found it was blocked. She said Pat McMichael pushed his way through and that she thought she saw Nisbet in the kitchen. Pat barreled through me into the door through the house, Rosamando said. The women said they heard 3 or 4 noises described as breaking glass, followed by a pause, and then 3 or 4 more noises. Rosamando said she pushed her way into the trailer and heard 3 pops. She then slid to the floor by a filing cabinet with her arm up in a defensive position. At that point, I saw Pat on the floor. She said she next saw Nisbet standing in the hallway holding a 9mm Beretta pistol. Latah County Prosecutor William Thompson Jr. told the court the evidence showed Nisbet shot Pat McMichael multiple times with a discernible amount of time between rounds. So Bill Thompson is all familiar with this lady. Okay? Because she testified in this trial for her husband. And Thompson was the prosecutor. Thompson said an autopsy showed the first shot was fatal and that McMichael had 3 shots to his chest. McMichael wasn't armed. Nisbet was being held in the Latah County Jail. So that's that. And then this Nisbet ended up pleading guilty. It's storming here. A northern Idaho man has pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter in the shooting death of an acquaintance at a trailer park. He made his plea in the 2nd District Court. In exchange, they dropped a second-degree murder charge. He faced 15 years in prison. It's very sad, right? Moscow police said they had run-ins with the alleged shooter from an incident during the weekend that left a Moscow man dead. Nathaniel Nesbitt, 28, is accused of first-degree murder and shooting 42-year-old Charles McMichael. While he was unwilling to go into detail, Moscow Police Chief David Duke, this is before, what's his name? Fry, said police have responded to incidents involving Nesbitt at the trailer where the shooting occurred in the past. We have had previous contact with him before at that address. Duke also said the woman whose name is on the trailer was originally thought to be an ex-girlfriend, but is now believed to be his ex-wife. Duke said that all 3, McMichael included, worked together at a cleaning business. Reports indicate McMichael was helping Nesbitt's estranged ex replace the locks on her trailer. A neighbor who recognized Nesbitt from his previous contact in the mobile home park said he saw him come and go several times that day. Interesting. This poor girl, man. So he pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter. It looks like he was originally charged with first degree, then it went to second degree, and then he pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter. I wonder what he got. Nisbet sentence, Moscow, Idaho. 2 years? Wow. The man who shot Moscow resident Charles McMichael to death last fall will spend at least 2 years in prison for voluntary manslaughter. He got 2 years for shooting and killing her husband. Oh, I'm sentencing Mr. Nisbet to no less than 2, no more than 15. Oh, McMichael's family got $3,000 in victims compensation counseling. How far do you think $3,000 is going to get Molly through counseling? He pays more in a civil fine than he does for restitution for counseling for Molly. Don't you love that? $8,000 in fines and court costs, $5,000 civil fine, and $3,000 in restitution for victims compensation counseling for the family. That's not shit for one person. And that's supposed to be for the whole family. Wow. Look at this. They didn't even go for the death penalty either. Isn't that wild? I'm not really that impressed with Thompson, to be honest with you. Are you guys? They want those pleas, right? Because they don't want to have to pay. I want to show you guys something. We're going to go. Oh, my dog is shaking. Poor Bella. Hold on. I want to go back in time to this video. Let's flip over to JLR. We are going back 2 years ago. This is going to be
Jonathan Lee Rich's investigation.
April 9th of 2023. April 9th, 2023. This is where I agree, Robat. Cutsies, I agree. They do. It saves the state money, but to go from first degree murder to voluntary manslaughter is wild to me when he straight up barricaded and he wasn't even supposed to be there. The guy had a protection order where he wasn't even supposed to be at the house. Horrible. Oh, in the bathtub, that's so sad. Okay, so let's go back. This is when JLR went out to Pullman. Hey, Kelsey. He was out in Pullman. He was inquiring about the DoorDash driver. So let's see if anything that JLR learned at the Jack in the Box has come to fruition now that we know who she is.
Jonathan Lee Rich's investigates. I am out front of the Jack in the Box in Pullman, Washington. This Jack in the Box is at the corner of Grand Avenue and Stadium Way, Pullman, Washington. Why am I at the Jack in the Box? Well, let's talk about the DoorDash that was sent to the Moscow, Idaho home during the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022, where 4 college students were brutally stabbed inside their home. Jack in the Box. I can confirm with you that the employee inside here spoke to me and said that Jack in the Box was the order that was delivered to the Moscow home around 4 a.m. Jack in the Box. DoorDash. Jack in the Box. And the employee told me that DoorDash, they're open 24 hours a day when it comes to DoorDash. So DoorDash can come throughout the night. It does not close at night. You can get a DoorDash at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and so on. Bryan Kohberger lives right up there at the Steptoe Apartments.
Look how close Bryan Kohberger is to the Jack in the Box. I know we looked at it on Google Maps before, but to see this is chilling, right? Like he literally can look down. No, it was reported by JLR 2 years ago that it was a female. I never thought it was a male because I watched this, I guess.
Right up at the top of the hill. is the Steptoe Apartments. And people are wondering about Bryan Kohberger arriving at that Moscow home around the same time of the DoorDash. The employee inside here told me the DoorDash driver that picked up the food for Xana was a woman. It was a woman with black hair. And the employee...
And when we heard that, everybody went crazy and thought it was Emma Bailey because they said it was a female with black hair. Well, here we have MM, who is Molly McMichael. Look at JLR. He's like, I got the Mott's. I got the Mott's applesauce.
Told me the DoorDash driver that picked up the food for Xana was a woman. It was a woman with black hair. And the employee told me that the woman, after the tragedy happened, she stopped doing DoorDash because she was traumatized. Though,
see,
it is believed, the employee said that she has restarted doing DoorDash again, but
see, this is 100% on point. She was traumatized, so she stopped DoorDashing, but he confirmed that she picked it back up again.
She stopped doing DoorDash because she was traumatized. Though it is believed, the employee said that she has restarted doing DoorDash again, but she was traumatized after the incident.
I wonder if she spoke to anybody at the restaurant about seeing Bryan. See, so even if she's, might be maybe deemed unreliable because of her situation, what if she told people about it too? That backs that up. Would that do anything? I don't know. But it sounds like the Jack in the Box employees kind of know the scoop. Like, she stopped and then she's like, oh, I'm back. She must have picked up a lot of orders from here.
Because she was traumatized. Though it is believed, the employee said that she has restarted doing DoorDash again, but she was traumatized after the incident. The employee stated to me that authorities were in here getting surveillance footage, talking to employees. The employee also told me that
they were in there getting surveillance footage from the Jack in the Box. So we'll be able to see her, right? We'll be able to see Molly picking up the food. There's video of that. Holy crap. I have like goosebumps because this trial is actually going to put this entire thing in order for us.
Surveillance footage, talking to employees. The employee also told me that Bryan Kohberger himself got DoorDash and was a customer here for himself.
Whoa. He got DoorDash? Did she deliver? Did she know Bryan? I mean, the way she said, I saw Bryan there. I saw Bryan there. Not, I saw the killer there, or I saw Bryan there. He had DoorDash and had bought food there before.
Talking to employees, the employee also told me that Bryan Kohberger himself got DoorDash and was a customer here for himself. Now, I asked if Bryan Kohberger is the one that ordered the DoorDash to Xana. He does not know.
Oh, boy. Mrs. O, there was not a decision. The judge basically said to plan on, the trial date, but he was going to take some time and then put it in writing. But I think it's going to be denied.
Bryan Kohberger is the one that ordered the DoorDash to Xana. He does not know. I asked who ordered the DoorDash. Was it Xana or the girls that ordered the DoorDash? He doesn't know who actually ordered the DoorDash. But Bryan Kohberger was a customer, and I asked what did Bryan Kohberger order
Here you go,
at Jack in
Glenda.
the Box? And he said a bacon cheeseburger, which I find interesting considering that Bryan Kohberger is known as a vegan. Does Bryan Kohberger actually eat meat? I think the employee here was truthful and honest, had a conversation with him, but I wanted to get some insight and some validation about.
I think the vegan thing is a lie. And I'll tell you why I think the vegan thing is a lie. I think it's a lie because he was killing animals and he doesn't want anyone to think that he did that. Oh, he wouldn't kill animals. He's a vegan. He cares about animals. I'm not buying it. Anything that we've heard about Bryan, I'm not buying it. Yeah, I think he was putting those chompers into a big old fucking beefy cheeseburger. Yes, I do. I do. I think it's all lies. It's all to manipulate and skew how people view Bryan Kohberger.
I think the employee here was truthful and honest, had a conversation with him, but I wanted to get some insight and some validation about the DoorDash, because some people think out there that Bryan Kohberger was the DoorDash person. The affidavit of probable cause in the Bryan Kohberger case says that authorities spoke to the DoorDash person, didn't identify the DoorDash person, whether it was a male or female or any name whatsoever. But the employee told me here the DoorDash person was a woman. That's big. That's big to me because it's not a man. But the question is now, who ordered the DoorDash? And did Bryan Kohberger, is somehow tied to DoorDash or ordering DoorDash that, ultimately.
What I want to know, what kind of car was Miss McMichael driving that night? I don't think the dude's a vegan. I don't think anything we've heard about him. I think that he had plenty of time to plan these murders. I think that he planned them for a long time. I think that everything that is put out on the internet that was Bryan was done for a reason, because he knew people were going to look him up. Someone even, yeah, but that, I don't know. I don't believe it all. I think he said he was vegan because the girls worked at a vegan restaurant and that was an excuse to see him a lot. Maybe. I don't know that he did see him a lot. He may have just saw him on social media. I don't know. But usually at vegan restaurants, you can order other stuff, right? I've never looked at the menu, but yeah, he put out a narrative about himself. See, he's trying, he has already manipulated the public before he was even arrested. Yeah, Flo. He played everything. He already manipulated the public before he was even arrested. So now the truth is coming out and it's undoing his manipulations. That's my opinion.
Got to that home during the early mornings at the same during the early morning hours at the same time that Bryan Kohberger was there at the Moscow home, 4 a.m. I am out in the scene right at the top of the hill, Steptoe apartment. So this is very, very close to Bryan Kohberger's apartment. Jack in the Box, they serve all day long. DoorDash, I'm out of the scene. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button. Trying to figure this puzzle out. Trying to get some other pieces to the puzzle that still we do not know. I want to know more about the DoorDash. We'll talk soon. Out here.
All right, so that is JLR at the Jack in the Box. Let's see what this one is. Do you notice how Bullhorn Betty uses that same sound for her Bullhorn Betty intro? Who thinks Betty made this intro for him way back when?
Jonathan Lee Riches Investigates. I am covering the tragedy in Moscow, Idaho. Let's talk about the 4 a.m. DoorDash. Affidavit of probable cause in the case states that Xana received a DoorDash at around 4 a.m. on 11/13/2022. Now, I've already made some videos about Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box. This video right here.
The one we
If
just
you
watched.
haven't watched that video, I strongly recommend it. I'm assuming that the DoorDash that Xana got was that Jack in the Box. Reason being, because the Jack in the Box, a Jack in the Box bag was seen, crime scene photos seen by the kitchen sink with the name Xana on it, right here.
So think about being Molly and being the one that dropped this bag off, and then moments later to find out that she was brutally attacked. It is Sherry, isn't it? So it would make sense why the bag's in the kitchen if Xana got it from the back door. So I'm thinking that Bryan saw DoorDasher pull up. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that Bryan saw DoorDasher pull up. He was already parked there because he drove in and out, right, to get his gumption about him to get in there and do it. He drove in at 3:33. He drove out. He drove back in. He drove out. He drove back in. And when he finally drove back in, I think he parked there. He was getting ready to go in, right? And it's dark back there. It's dark as hell back there. And then she probably pulled in, got out, and dropped the food at the back door. But how did she see him? Was he in or out of the car? Was he sitting in his car? Was he outside of the car? What was going on there? Was he like hovering around? Like, what the hell, right? She may have been the last person outside the home to see her. So if Xana looked out the window, and I read that somewhere, that Xana had looked out the window, possibly checking for that food. Did she exchange hands with Xana? Did she hand Xana the food? You know what I mean? Oh my God, I don't think she ordered it, y'all. Look at this. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. We need to take a look at this. It says here, the PCA stated that Xana received a DoorDash around 4 a.m., minutes before the murders took place, according to the state's theory. But we can now confirm that Xana, in fact, never ordered a DoorDash. So who placed the order? It is still possible that Ethan's account was used for this order, or perhaps someone else ordered it. Was there a DoorDash order at all? So if you look at this on the search warrant, DoorDash records, so maybe it was Ethan's account, but DoorDash records for XK and EC. This contains EC's DoorDash records, but does not contain records for XK. The 4/5/23 disclosure is a DoorDash search warrant return. The warrant returns contain photographs, a list of deliveries to 1122 King Road, and span as far back as 2019, and a spreadsheet of communication between the person ordering the food and the DoorDasher. The state has not specified which of these records it intends to use at trial, how they were made and kept in the course of a regularly conducted business activity, and if it was the regular practice of that business to make the report or record. Her name's on the bag. That means that someone put it was for her. It doesn't mean she ordered it. I can send you a DoorDash right now and send it to Glenda. I mean, we just saw JLR point to how close that restaurant was. He could actually see it from the parking lot up there.
Now it makes me wonder.
I need to see the other part of that receipt, because the other part of the receipt would say whose order it is. It would have like the printed receipt. It's on the opposite side of that bag. It's torn. She tore it's part of the seal and it has her name on it, but the other side would have the receipt of the person whose DoorDash it was.
Now it makes me wonder. First off, Moscow, Idaho has no Jack in the Box. It's from Pullman, Washington. And Bryan Kohberger's apartment, the proximity of his apartment to the Jack in the Box is very, very close. It's very close. So I'm wondering.
Okay, but you guys have to remember that he watched them. He knew their habits. Xana's friend said that was a total Xana move to order DoorDash. She ordered DoorDash at all hours of the night. It was a Xana move. Listen to this. If he knew their routines, he knew that Xana ordered DoorDash a lot. But you got to remember, he was paying attention to everything they did. Listen. Whoops. Why does it always do that to me?
At around 4 a.m., Xana got a food delivery from DoorDash.
To order food at 4 in the morning? Is that like a Xana move?
That's the Xana move. That's the Xana move. She was constantly door dashing. Ungodly hours of the night.
Okay, so Bryan Kohberger was there at ungodly hours of the night. He would be watching cars coming and going. Who's coming in? Who's going out? What's their routine? Think about it. It makes sense. It makes sense to a degree. She's door dashing at ungodly hours of the night. Bryan Kohberger's in the area 13, how many times? All between 10 and 4 a.m. I don't think so, Diana. I think it's possible he ordered it.
That was her. It wasn't unusual.
At around 4 a.m., Xana got a food delivery from DoorDash.
To order food at 4 in the morning? Is that like a Xana move?
That's the Xana move. That's the Xana move. She was constantly door dashing. Ungodly hours of the night. That was her. It wasn't unusual.
I mean, don't you remember being a teenager and drinking and you're freaking hungry at the end of the night? Maybe these girls didn't order DoorDash at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and she was known for doing so. I don't know. Sounds like it was her thing. But it seems to me, okay, 23 times it states in the document. He was there 23 times between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. And then we have a friend giving a witness that she ordered DoorDash at ungodly hours, which would be the exact hours that Bryan Kohberger would be driving around. My question is, what car did MM drive? Did she have a Sentra? Remember they were looking for a Nissan Sentra at first? I think they got confused when they saw her Nissan Sentra and his Elantra. Right, that's what I said, Robat. If he watched their comings and goings and their happenings at night, absolutely he would know. He knew everything about them.
And
then now I have to testify. Make murder case too, so yeah, because I'm a DoorDash driver, so yeah.
you have to testify in which murder case?
Murder case with the college girls.
Oh.
I'm a DoorDash driver, I saw Bryan there.
See how she says that? I'm the DoorDash driver. I saw Bryan there. She says Bryan like she knows him. I'm the DoorDash driver. I saw Bryan there. Outside looking, inside looking.
I'm a DoorDash driver, I saw Bryan there.
Why does this keep getting frozen on me? This is really starting to tick me off that it's doing this. There we go. So here is that back parking lot right here, and you can see investigators spending a lot of time back there, which we saw in the Fox footage. But here, let me replay this part. I parked right next to him. Was Bryan signed up for DoorDash? I don't know. But there's the back parking lot behind there where, in theory, he parked. Right? And then we have the DoorDash records. This came out 3 months ago. Do not contain records for Xana. The DoorDash order from Jack in the Box was delivered at 3:59 on 11/13. No confirmation on who made the order. It could be Ethan. It could be someone else. So did someone eat that food? Good question. Was there food still in the bag?
Did Bryan send Xana the Jack in the Box? Who ordered the Jack in the Box? DoorDash. Did Bryan set up this DoorDash so he could follow the DoorDash person and then use that as an opportunity to attack after the DoorDash person leaves off the Jack in the Box? Then Bryan hits the house in a surprise, because knowing that whoever gets the Jack in the Box is going to be up, especially when DoorDash knocking on the door. Possible theory. Or did Xana actually order a DoorDash, which could be the Jack in the Box? Or is the DoorDash that Xana got not even Jack in the Box, something else? But regardless, maybe Bryan ordered the DoorDash for someone as a ruse so the person can open the door. Or maybe not, just a theory. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button.
I think it's possible. I think it's possible that Bryan ordered the DoorDash. I love how the mainstream media got their story on this. Let's see this one. If Xana had not ordered the DoorDash and was asleep, do you think she might still be alive? Oh, I know what I wanted to show you guys. Let's end this. Hang on.